Hey YouTube, my name's Steph and my partner is a collector, which makes me a collector by proxy. So something that I feel like I've really been neglecting is our comic book collection. As you can see, we have a comic book collection. This is part of our new shelf. I'm gonna hopefully be putting together a little tour for you guys because it's something that we are very, very proud of. Really just the shelf in general. It took a lot of work to build. Anyway, so we do have quite a decent comic book collection that I've been wanting to share with you guys. The problem is there's so much that I haven't been able to read a lot of it. I also have quite a few books that I've been trying to get through. But anyway, so to start off our comic book collection, I wanted to share with you guys some of our most recent pickups that we've gotten over the last month or two. Yeah, we'll just kind of quickly talk about them, and hopefully if you guys like and want to find out more about our comics and my thoughts and me learning about comics, please let me know, and I'll be sure to try and put out more of these videos. There are quite a few I have planned. Anyway, sorry for that super long explanation. Let's get right into these comics. So the first one we have here is Tales from the Outerverse. This is a Mike Magnolia. Andrew is a huge fan of Hellboy and the Hellboy series, and the art in these books is absolutely incredible. These are short kind of stories, smaller series and one-offs. It's just kind of a compilation of those that don't necessarily have to do with the Hellboy series, which is obviously Magnolia's like biggest work. But anyway, so that's Tales from the Outerverse. Very, very cool. Next, we have Young Hellboy, The Hidden Land. So again, another Mike Magnolia, that classic Hellboy comic art style, which we both absolutely love. I personally have not read any of the Hellboys yet. I have seen the movies. I very much enjoyed them. And I am very interested in reading them. It's just a lot. It's a lot to read. They're huge. But anyway, so this is Young Hellboy. It's kind of a newer thing, and Andrew is super stoked to read this. Next, we have 5 Years by Terry Moore. So Andrew likes all of his stuff and collects all of Terry Moore when his stuff comes out in omnibuses. It's just easier than collecting a bunch of singles. Yeah, and his only thing is a lot of Terry Moore's characters really just look very similar. Like they all kind of look the same. Not that that's negative, but that's kind of what Andrew always says, is that his characters always look the same, but the stories are always really good. So we picked up 5 Years. Next, we have a couple by one of our absolute favorites, and that is Jeff Lemire. This is Plutona. Jeff Lemire is a Canadian comic book author slash creator. Canadian comic book creator. He's probably our favorite right now, our favorite comic book creator. We get everything he has. We have a pretty decent Jeff Lemire section here. And yeah, just absolutely love him. All of his stuff is fantastic. And a lot of it is very relatable. Just very small town Canadian. Like, there's always something to relate to if you're from kind of small town north And I think that is something that really draws us, along with like just really, really good storytelling and a fantastic art style. But anyway, I don't know anything about Plutona, but it's Jeff Lemire, and this one I picked up for Andrew for, I think, Valentine's Day. Just a cute little present. It's been on his list for a while, so yeah, now we get to put this on our shelf. Great. Another Jeff Lemire, try not to crinkle too much, is actually a little different for us, and that is the Moon Knight, the complete collection. Jeff Lemire worked on this, and we are very excited to check it out. We're not huge superhero people. I know Andrew has been getting more and more into superhero stuff lately, just following creators that and authors that he really, really likes. But I'm excited to check this out before the Marvel TV show comes out on Disney. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to check this out and see what it's all about. Like I said before, we're huge fans of Lemire, so I'm sure I'm going to like it. Next, we have The Goddamned. Excuse my language. Anyway, this is The Goddamned, book 1, Before the Flood. Andrew is a big fan of Jason Aaron, and so he's been picking up a lot of Jason Aaron, and this is the start of the Viking series. I don't know much about it, but yeah, Andrew just like how Andrew was following Jeff Lemire, so we picked up Moon Knight. Andrew's also following Jason Aaron, so he's been picking up and getting into stuff like Thor. If anyone is interested in trying to find a way into superhero comics, because I definitely understand and see how like intimidating they are still for me. I don't want to touch them, but Andrew's found that finding artists and writers that you are really drawn to and really like, most of them have probably worked on a superhero comic. So following that route instead of like trying to just pick up a superhero comic is a really, I think, accessible and cool way to start doing it. So yeah, Jason Aaron, he's done Thor, he's done Doctor Strange, and yeah, he's kind of a good segue. But anyways, so this is The Goddamned. I'm very interested in this art style, and I am into Vikings, I guess, so we'll check this out. And like, speaking of superheroes, our last couple here are very superhero specific, and so first we have the final 4 of the Camilla Khan, Miss Marvel kind of run. Andrew he read the first 2 for a comic book class that he was taking, I think not this year, but 2020? In 2020, I want to say. But anyways, so he read the first 2 and he just really, really, really liked them. And so he's been continuing on, and he picked up the last 4. We've seen the trailers for the TV series. Not super excited for that, just like based on the trailer. It looks okay. I know we'll definitely check it out because Andrew is a huge fan of the comics, but he's gonna get through these, and I will probably start them as we watch the TV series. So yeah, I don't know. I'll check these out. But yeah, so we've got the final 4 of the Camilla Khan Miss Marvel. We have a few Black Panthers. So Andrew started reading Ta-Nehisi Coates, and it just was super, super drawn to him, and so started picking up the Black Panthers that he was a part of that he had written. And so, yeah, he has a bunch of Black Panthers now, and these are kind of like side stories after that Ta-Nehisi Coates like run of Black Panther. So these are also other side stories that he picked up. There's one more I think that he picked up a while ago. But yeah, I'm super interested in reading these. Again, I am not a huge fan of superhero stuff, but when you get a writer that is so great, like I absolutely adored, is adored the right word for Between the World and Me? It was amazing, and he is such a great writer. I am super interested in reading these, and will definitely check them out. But anyways, so we picked up 3 Black Panther comics. And that is it for our comic book pickups. So I think that also, all of these comics also kind of give a good insight to the kind of stuff that Andrew and I collect for comics. We've got some hard-hitting, long-running comics. We've got indie comics, and then we've just started kind of really getting into superhero comics as well. So I think we have a pretty big selection, and we follow authors, we follow artists, so there's always, and the comic book world really, you know, people dabble in a lot of different kinds of comics, so a really eclectic collection, I guess you could say, because when you follow an artist or you follow a creator, you get to see like the entirety of their work, which I think is really cool. And it introduces you to a lot of different stuff, like Black Panther. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Are there any of these comics that you've read? Do you recognize any of these authors? Do you want more comic book stuff? We have a lot of comic books. It would give me an excuse to really hunker down and start reading. I will try and put out a couple reviews on some comics that I really like, or even just a tour of our shelf. Let me know what you're interested in. Okay, thanks guys. See you later.